Hi, my name is Vijay and I'm a part of bitacloudinfotech team. So in this video, we are going to learn about the case statement. In case statements, mostly there are two ways to understand the case statement. Previous video, we have seen use of if and else, nested if else if. So now something we want conditionally to be checked, and based on that, we want certain result. Suppose we want to check 4 different conditions and we want to anticipate if condition 1 satisfied, what we need, condition 2 satisfied, what we need, if none of the conditions satisfied, what we need. So case is nothing but is a form of a if else is given to us as a SQL developer so that we can use it instead of using if and else, because if and else cannot be used in select statement, in where condition, in order by. Definitely there is a new function called IIF, which we also discussed in our advanced functions video. So here what I'm going to say is the case is very much important in terms of logically check every rows some column with checking some value of some column or a single column. Based on that, perform or provide the another value. So it is important in terms of you wanted to do a conditional sorting, you wanted to produce a new column based on the conditional checks. So maybe let's say one of the scenario is, so it's very important to understand something theoretically why we need it. If you do not directly jump into the syntax, if you do not directly jump into learning the technically something, it will not benefit you. Why? I'll tell you. So everything in the SQL Server, everything what is given to us so that we can use it, it is basically to solve the problem. So we have to always learn something that we are solving something. So we wanted to check every row's data of a gender. There is a gender column in our employee table, and we wanted to we want to check the value of each and every row. Let's say if there are 10 employees in the employee table and we wanted to check if the gender is male, we wanted to give 5% today discount. If it is a female, then we wanted to give 10% discount because it's a Women's Day or something. So now to solve this problem, we want to generate a discount column as an alias, and maybe we wanted to do some advanced salary column or something. Now think in perspective of whenever you need to process row by row, you wanted to check or validate some value of some column. Based on that, you wanted to form the another column. In that scenario, the best suitable thing is case statement. Okay. Now, what is the second scenario? Second scenario is, we can say switch. If if you trigger, 1, 2, 3, 5, let's say you have 5 options. And if the 5 is given, it will go and execute or return the fifth statement, fifth statement, which we have set it up. If we pass the 4, it will return the 4th way of doing things or 4th statement of the command line, right? So case statement is driven by 2 different ways we can use it. It's very wonderful. So both cases are different. The use of both are different, which we are going to learn. So do not get confused and mixed up both the different use of cases. So there are 2 ways we can use case statement. So let's quickly now get into, first let's see what are the databases we have. I hope this we have created in our previous session. So you can go to those videos and see how we created databases, data types, tables and everything, variables, T-SQLs, if and else, while loop. So all these things we have learned in our previous sessions. Okay, so now let's quickly see the document. So all this document content is available on our website, learnsuperesay. So all this you can find it on the below link. There is a blog where you can get all the details. Okay, so let's see. So theoretical part, definitely you can get it, but I told you in a short summary way, it's another form of if and else that we can use in order by, in select statement, in where class, but we can't use if and else directly in these 3 places, right? So that it's a kind of a blessing from the SQL Server. Okay, so let's see how the syntax goes. So syntax is very simple. We put that case, and then if you want to check something, we put if in our normal statements. How do we validate some value? So in here we use when some condition. What condition is? Condition is always produce true or false. So condition is something where we are comparing, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, not equal to. It can be anything. Is null, not null. It can be anything. So condition is something which is validating 2 things or 2 values, and then trying to justify whether it's a true or it's a false. Let's say 5 is greater than 10. It can be true, it can be false, right? Based on the mathematical formula. So condition is condition which produces true and false. Okay. So now like this, we can have n number of when statements to check something. Condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, like that we can keep doing it. So this is all in one case statement. Now what happened in else? Else means whatever conditions we have defined, maybe we defined 2, 3, or 4. All these 4 conditions is not satisfied, are not satisfied. Then the else statement will be executed, and then whatever is written in the else statement, that will be the value of that column. So all this thing, whatever this case statement we are writing, what we are doing, we are trying to produce another new column based on the new calculation, based on the validation. Okay, so we are again, we have this table. So let's create this table quickly. Let me increase the size so you can see it. Let me use this time DemoDB. Yeah, and I think if there is already an employee, so I have to give another table. So there we go, done. Okay, now let me show you some data. Okay, perfect. Okay, so just to make it uppercase, I used it Ctrl+Shift+U. Okay, no issues. Those we will cover in our SQL tips and tricks videos. Okay, now coming to our document again. Here we are trying to do, as I was giving one of the example of gender column, we wanted to check the value, it is a male or female, and then we wanted to produce something. So I'll change it this little bit. Okay, so you can see here, let me do some indentation so that it will be much clear to you. Okay, so here you can say this is the first use I am explaining. There are 2 ways we can use a case statement in SQL Server. This is the first way. In here, after the case statement, we are mentioning the value, basically, which is nothing but basic. It can be a column name, it can be a variable name, it can be anything. What we are going to do here is we can say, if case we are checking gender. Now when we checking the gender, what is a gender? Gender is a column here. What that column is holding the values in each and every row, whatever number of rows it has. So now we are trying to check the value of that particular row. So we are assuming that when it will drive through, but when it will go through row by row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will touch all the rows, all the values in the rows. Remember. So now we have to assume whatever the possible values we can get in that particular column. Based on that, we can write our case statements. We know what is the expected value. How do we know? We can run select distinct gender from employees, right? Now it will give me the set of values which are available under gender column. Okay, so now let's see. So when male, so we know it's one of the value in that column. So we are saying if it is a male, do salary multiply by do a hike by 8%. If it is a female, do 9%, something like that. And then else, if it is not any case, if it is not male or female, we are going to leave salary as it is with no hike. Okay, now this we are producing as another new column called adjusted salary from the employee. So let's see. Just now I showed you, let me show you both. The first line is this, which producing 5 rows, 5 employees with the basic whatever data is there in the physical table. This is our new alias column based on the case statement. You can see. Okay, here now we are, you see, we have produced the new value. Here we have to again add that, but it's fine, because we have to again add that one with the salary so that we can actually add 0.8%. So nothing to worry. What we wanted to show is that we can perform action on a row by row. For that, case is the best use that we can do, and we can make use of it. Okay, now let's see some another uses. Okay, in here now we'll go condition based. In our first case, we have seen that we are passing some value. Based on that, it will go and look for that particular thing and will perform the action. Now you remember, right, this example here we are actually checking the value, what value it is. Based on that, go to that particular section and perform that action, if it is male or female. So this is kind of a switch. You remember the example of 5 switch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it is a 5, it will go to the 5th. If it is a male, it will go to this line and it will execute. If it is a female, it will go to this line and execute whatever is written there, in the then part. Okay, in the same way, now second use of case statement. Here we are going to produce this a condition based. It is not a value based. This is a value based. Based on the value, we are deciding what has to be done. what we have to do. Now based on the condition we decide what we have to do. So this, now you see this time after the case statement we are not keeping any value, we are not keeping the column name. We are directly saying case when salary is less than 5,000 or 50,000, it is low. If salary is between 50,000 and 70,000, then another case. So it is a case with another case, but I'll try to give two examples. Okay. So then we'll do a nested. Okay. So I'm changing it. If salary is less than 50,000, it's a low. If salary is between the 50,000 and 70,000, it's a high. Okay. Now, very simple. This is also a between condition. It's a between operator, which is where we can specify the range and it's validate its condition. It's true or false, right? Remember. So while is when, after case we'll write when. When is always about checking the condition. If condition is true, it's going to produce or return us the value which is written after the then. If it is true, it's going to return the low. If it is fitting this criteria, then it will return high. Now remember, when we are writing this alias column or new column, we are thinking that we know what are the expected values, or the business rules. Business told us whoever we want a list, please give us a list, give us a result, and give us a new column which says high and low. Then I will ask, okay, what is the criteria of high and low? Then they will say if the salaries are less than 50,000, then give me the low, and if it is more bit 50 to 70, give me high. So it's a business rule which I converted into the case statement. Okay. So now you can see that. Okay. Yeah. You see. So now in our one example, this example, let's also see this example. Okay. In this example, we can also write a nested case statements. This is the first parent case. Here we are doing this. If salary is less than 50,000, then low. If salary is 50,000 and 70,000, then after then we can also produce, one more case. So after that, then it will come here and it will say, okay, there is a one more case. If it is gender, when gender equal to male, then we can say average male. And then else we can say average female, so something we are returning instead of low. Okay. And then else high. Okay. So let's try this. This logically not making sense, but what we wanted to give you a representation of nested case statements. This is how we can use it. Once you get familiar, it becomes easy for you, right? Now let me quickly give you the last, recap and summary. Yeah, let me copy this. Or let me do it from the scratch so that you will see it. Okay. Declare I as an int 1. Okay. So just focus here. So I'm just doing a dry run so that you will know case I. Then what we have written? After the case statement, we are trying to supply the value. There we have supplied, we have used that in a select statement. Okay. Here it is my variable. Now let's go back and see the format, so that you can relate. Here we are saying case column name is nothing but the value of each row, one by one, right? But variable will only have one. Only once it will run. After that, we are saying when male, because we are anticipating and we assume, okay, if this is the value, then this, the same way I'm going to rewrite it. When one, then I can say it is the first case statement. Just keep seeing it. Then I can say 2, so that you can, relate more both the uses of cases. There are only two uses you have to remember. This is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth. Okay. Else we can say nothing. And that's it. So let's see. I'm going to run in front of you. It's saying it is a first case. I can't zoom in, but yeah, I think you can get it. If I'll pass 2 or if I'll pass 5. Oh, sorry. Yeah, let's say pass 5. To say nothing, right? If I'll pass 4, it will say it's a fourth case, right? So based on the value what is here, it will go and execute that particular then statement. Whatever is written, it will return the value of then, after the then whatever we have written. So this is one of the use. Okay. Second use is, just see the second use also. Okay. I'm trying to show you both the things in repetitively in a summary manner. Okay. So here in that case, I wanted to put it before so that you can see it. Select case when I is greater than 2, then bigger. Okay. One more condition. I is less than 5, then it is within 5. I'm just writing something, nothing to be logical here, but okay. See, now this is conditional. Here we are doing conditionally check our condition 1, condition 2, otherwise else. So this is a conditional case statement. So below one we have seen like a switch, 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them will trigger. Here also one of them only will trigger, but this is more like a condition based. It's not what we are supplying. Their case statement will go to that block. Okay. So let me. You see, it's working. 3. You see, it's bigger. Now it's because it is greater than that. If I'll say 1, it is how it is working. Just tell. Did you think about how it is working? How actually it happens, the dry run? Should we do the dry run? Yeah. Okay. So let's see. So we are saying here 1. So now we are saying 1 will come here. We are checking, is 1 is greater than 2. Is it a true or false? Is it a true or false? It's a false. Then it will go to the second condition. 1 is less than 5. True or false? True. Then it will print this. As simple as that, right? In the same way, when we do this in a query, in a SQL query, it will perform for all the rows. So always think that it's not going to execute once. It will pick that particular column which you have given. It will validate if you put that into condition, and then it will return the result. Okay. Yeah. So I hope these examples will help you. If you are interested to see more, you can refer our blog. So where we have more complex examples. So in video, we are just seeing the simple examples so that you can at least have a confidence to learn these statements. Once you are to become the pro, you need more reading and theoretical part as well, and more complex examples, which is there in the blog, okay, on the website called LearnSuperesay. Okay. Okay, the link is below. You can go and refer. You can also see some of the interview questions which are based on the case statement. Okay. So make sure you check them out. Okay. Okay. Thank you.